On to our first review of the week is going to be Michael Antonoff's Reality Bender series, book number 6, called Aces High. Man, it's already 6 books in this series. They all go by so quickly. It is 437 pages, $6.99, not available on Kindle Unlimited as of this particular recording. Here is the author's description. To be on a starship that's just sustained serious damage in a space battle, including losing its thrusters, and find yourself in a totally different galaxy. You might think that would be cause for great panic or the very least despondency, right? Not at all. Gnat maintains optimism, gradually gets his space frigate back into working order, and even finds upsides to what happened. On top of that, there's a never a dull moment, both in the virtual game and the world. Gnat finds himself at the very epicenter of the great spacefaring race's interest, though he does not understand why they're paying him such close attention. And add to that the fact that humanity's Geckho suzerains are also in a tight spot, demanding all their vassals into a military draft and send their assembled forces out to fight a distant space war. Will Gnat be able to play his part in the complicated diplomatic party with the future of the entire human race at stake? Find out in Book 6 of Reality Benders. There you go. Full disclosure, I received advance copy for review. I purchased a copy when it became available. That's right. I bought this thing. That's because I enjoyed it. This is an entertaining slice-of-life space adventure series. There is some plot progression, but there's more smaller, interesting mini adventures with lots of setup for what's going to happen in future books. This definitely feels like a kind of a like hardcore slice of life space adventure story. There is level and class progression stuff that's happening here and skills that are incorporated. But the big draw is always going to be the space adventure stuff at this point in the series. There's still some storylines that impact the real world, but it's more incorporated with the game world and how time is running out for Earth to try to become almost independent from the influences of the various alien races around them, and how that's complicating our main characters, our hero's life, Gnat. There is some combat in the story, but again, it's not as much as in the last book or as I'm anticipating in the future book and the next book in the series. There's a lot more politics and faction stuff, but again, it's all kind of set up for future conflicts. Overall, it's a fun story that's set up. It's really just setting up some really big, huge battles for the next book, and that's what a lot of the story is. It's still very entertaining. I had a good time with it. It's not my favorite in the series. But it was still good, very solid. It's 7.5 out of 10, which is like it's a middle of the road, like super solid, good story. Nothing super outstanding, just very entertaining. If you like the other books in the series, you're going to enjoy this one as well, especially if you're a fan of space opera and space adventures. For me, again, that's a score of 7.5 out of 10. That's Aces High, Reality Benders, book number 6, with a score of 7.5 out of 10.